All right, Sean, we got Apple. Apple's at 158 right now. Obviously, it's a massive company. It's always fighting with the other with Amazon, seeing who's the biggest one in the world. It's a massive. Again, it's worth 2.54 trillion right now.
It's
And
crazy.
I remember when it was getting close to a trillion, I was like, no way it's gonna pass a trillion. And then it passes a trillion. Next thing you know, it's 2 trillion, and it's just like, when is this company just gonna like stop growing? People,
Well, when are they going to stop innovating? I mean, they're not. As long as they keep, I mean, the research and development they're doing, these new chips that they've got going, they're doing a lot of research into AI. I mean, people are. I've heard people say, "Oh, well, Apple isn't innovating like they used to." Yeah, they're not inventing the iPad anymore or the iPhone, but all this other R&D they're doing. I mean,
yeah,
there's no limit, really.
they're more like I would say like an Intel kind of company. Like
Well, yeah,
nobody,
now that
no,
they're getting into chips
yeah.
that are far superior.
Yeah, so they're cool. I think they're cool with sharing their equipment now. Back then they were against it. Back then they were trying to protect their IP. Now they're okay with sharing their components. So you know they're obviously in the cloud. They're everywhere. And when yeah they're not, like you said, they're not inventing the new iPhone or whatever, but they're inventing the components. They're
Right.
still and they're reliable. So when you're buying from Apple, you know it's not going to break down. So they have that backing, and I think that yeah that's how they're growing. Like the IBMs of the world, the Microsofts, they figure out a way to be innovative and maybe they're not as sexy as they were before, or making a new sexy product, but they're everywhere. But yeah, it's these are they definitely benefited post COVID. You know, it dropped all the way to 60.
So let's take a look at some of their numbers. I mean, annual statements looks like. So their annual statements are due out at the end of next month, so we'll definitely have to revisit them again. But looking at September 30th, 2021, you're seeing revenue up significantly. Um, 274 515 million or 274,515,000 up to 365 almost 366 million. Gross profit up 50% year over year. um, I don't know, I mean, and we've seen a lot. Earnings per share up from 3.31 to 5.67. Even diluted is earnings per share 3.28 from 2020 to 5.61 to 2021. I think we're going to see similar like results. I mean, it's just going to keep with how much they're innovating, the new products they're producing. Um, I'm curious to see how everything looks at the end of September when they have their annual report come out.
Yeah, we'll see. They're going to be affected with the economy as well. So yeah, Apple's definitely not going anywhere. It's just, and they most likely they will drop. I know there's investors out there that are selling their more volatile stocks and buying Apple since it doesn't drop as much, and so they're not getting dinged as much with the tax man. So it's
Could
more.
present a good buying opportunity in the volatile market.
Yeah, exactly,
Although, I mean, they
exactly.
were down. I mean, in the last 2 years, they were down around $100, were they not? If not under. What was that in 2020? Oh, I mean, so they're, I don't know. Their price earnings ratio right now, 27, means they're evaluating it $27 for every dollar of earnings. And so that's a little on the high side, but if you anticipate the growth that the company can be expected to have, that's not totally unreasonable, and we could have a good buying opportunity.
Yeah, I think Apple is closer to just buying a mutual fund
Yeah.
It's low risk. I don't want to say maybe not even high reward. It's just a reward. It didn't hurt to buy Apple even 3 years ago at $55 or 4 years ago. Even it wasn't growing too much in those following 2 years, but we'll see. We'll see. It doesn't hurt to have the stock, I guess, if you already own it. Again, if you're trying to look for a growth stock, I'm not sure if this is one of those growth stocks.
Yeah, you're not going to see crazy returns probably. I mean, like we've seen with some other tech companies, and tech stocks in general are getting hit. But if you want solid returns with a solid company, I still like Apple. And I say just keep an eye out for a good price because you may have a chance to scoop it up in the coming couple of months.
So if you had $1,000, are you buying Apple? Are you buying what is that like a little more than 5 shares of Apple?
Yeah, I would take it. I would
Yeah,
take it, but I would look for the right time. I mean, where are we at? 157 a share
yeah,
today.
50,
So
157.
down from 172. Keep an eye out. See, maybe we can get down to that previous low. Just try and get a discount on it, a discount on a good stock.
Yeah, I think it's just again so people can park their money and
Yeah.
hope that it doesn't go too low. It's kind of like buying gold, right? I think.
Yeah. You're not
Um,
going to get a discount on an iPhone or a MacBook, but you could get a discount on their stock in the coming couple of months here. So keep an eye out.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, cool.